fly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Retro Rewinder here. I tried to make a video a few days ago, and I had to use my cell phone, and I actually had to hold the battery in, and it just wasn't working. I put it on YouTube, and I just didn't like the way it came out, so I deleted that one. I'm going to redo that video right now. Basically, it's going to be a little quick tour of my apartment, and kind of the reason why I can't wait to have a house so I can have my own game room. But I'll talk to you a little bit about my collection. It'll be I won't go into much detail about it, but then I have a little bit of pickups at the end of this video as well, and I also like to talk about some upcoming video plans of mine. So let's jump right into this. Right here we've got my gaming closet. This is where I keep all my stuff that I don't have out on display, and we'll start back here. And that's some of my bikes that I mentioned in one of my first videos that I plan on doing at some point, adding a little bit of that because I do enjoy working on bicycles. So here I got the game closet. Turn another light on here. This tub has got all kinds of stuff in there. You can see that I just don't have room to actually keep out. My wife isn't a big fan of keeping any of video game stuff out at all. She allows me to have the little shelf that I have now. But I've got like a Sega Master System in there, an Atari 2600, my Sega Game Gear right there with some games. What else? I got some Atari games, a bag of just random stuff from other pickup videos. In this tub back here, I also have that box on top has got shipping materials when I do ship stuff out. The box below, it's got some random cords and controllers and some stuff like that. And over here, this is my gaming corner, I guess you could say. Up here I have some Super Nintendo games that I just don't have room for. As you can see, it's like three columns. There's quite a few games that I don't have enough room to actually put out. This top shelf is just random stuff that's really not video game related at all. I just don't have anywhere else to put it. It's pretty messy right now. But we move down to this shelf. I've got my Sega Genesis in the box. Under that, there's some boxed Super Nintendo games and a few boxed NES games. Boxed GameCube back there. 3DO that I just picked up that I featured on one of my videos. Some PlayStation games. It's kind of hard to see that back there. I'll move this around, see if we can get in there. There's a couple, 3 Super Nintendo games that are junk. They were supposed to be reproduction carts, and as you can see, Donkey Kong Competition cartridge, Super Mario RPG, and Super Mario All-Stars. Well, none of them worked. It was just a gamble that I took that didn't pay off. But anyway, I have some Nintendo powers back there. This is what all this stuff is that I've picked up. A code book. I've got some just odds and ends stuff back there. Some strategy guides here in the front. Down on this shelf, this is where I put my recent stuff. Some actually, that's the pickups I'm going to do at the end, but so I won't talk about those. But my DS and some Sega games that I haven't had a chance to put up lately. And well, that's the gaming closet. So this next part will be what I'm actually allowed to display in my house. Okay, right here is the actual gaming stuff that I'm allowed to put on display, and there's my cat Jack. But anyway, I've got my Xbox 360 down there with the PS2 on top of that, the Wii. Behind our stockings right now, we've got some movies and some of my disc-based games that I keep out. But then this is what my wife allows me to keep out. She's not a big fan that it's got a glass front so everyone can see it. I like displaying it. She, on the other hand, does not. But I've got my Super Nintendo, my Nintendo 64, my NES, and my Sega Genesis down there. I'll open these up real quick. But yeah, the Super Nintendo, there's quite a few games in there. These are all the ones that I actually have room for. So it's like 6 tall, and you can see they're all about 6 tall and quite a few games. Sorry, I'm blocking the light a little bit. I was just recently playing Kirby's Avalanche and beat that. I was pretty happy. So we move down to the Nintendo 64 stuff. I do actually have room for every Nintendo 64 game at the moment. And as you can see, it's 3, 6, 10 tall. And I've got 6 stacks of those and then a few more. Then I've got the NES with some of the games. I have all my extra NES games actually boxed up. I don't have room for hardly any of them, so that's what I do have room for. See what I was playing last. Mega Man 2. It's been a while since I played the NES. I've recently been playing my Super a lot. And we have the Sega stuff down there with the 32X and stacks of loose games and some boxed ones in the back there. And I do have more boxed games that I just didn't have room for. And the last game I played for that was actually Sunset Riders, which is a really fun side-scrolling shooter. So for the pickups part of this video, we'll start chronologically, but backward is the oldest that I have right now. At a Goodwill, I picked up 2 bundles. The first bundle was like 10 or 11 Super Nintendo games for $7, and the other bundle was a Game Boy Advance with games for $14. And I had a 10% off discount for the Goodwills. So it ended up being about $25, and there ended up being 21 items, including the Game Boy Advance. So the day after, I took all the extra stuff that I didn't plan on keeping and actually turning around and getting some money for it, because I actually needed the cash and I didn't really need to spend that money that day. But I knew that I could turn a quick profit and get some free stuff, basically. So the only thing that I kept out of the Game Boy Advance bundle was this game right here, which is Golden Sun. I've owned this before and I never got a chance to play it, and I ended up selling it, and I kind of regretted it, so I'm glad to have it again. I'm hoping that it's a pretty good game. And out of the Super Nintendo stuff, I kept these 4 games, and the Kirby's Avalanche came with that bundle that you just saw. But I haven't cleaned any of these up and took off any of the stickers or anything like that, so they're not in the best of shape. But here we go. We've got Cool World. I don't know anything about that game except that it's based off a movie. I don't even know if the movie's any good. I just looked it up. Then we've got Ren and Stimpy Vidiots. And that one they were actually selling separate from the bag of games I got for $1.99. And also we got Clue and Pac-Man 2. And I've never played any of those games, so I don't know much about them. Really, the only one that I'm interested to try is the Cool World. I've been told that the Vidiots game is not bad, and we'll see. I'll probably play that one too. But moving on, just this past week, there was actually a garage sale, and it's December now, but it was the very end of November, and I live in Central Indiana. To have a garage sale where I live in late November was just a very weird thing to have. But they didn't have any video game related stuff. Well, they did have related, but no video games. But you can kind of see it in that closet that I showed you. I don't know if you caught it or not, but first thing we have is this Sonic plushie type thing. I plan on putting this in the game room when I actually get a game room. And this was $0.25. They didn't have a price on it, so I just offered them $0.25 for it. And then I also got this Ninja Turtles Michelangelo little plushie thing that I plan on putting on a shelf someday when I do have a game room. But that same day, I went to a few Goodwills and wasn't really having much luck with anything. And then I came across this, the Spyro's Collection, Special Edition Collection, or Collector's Edition Collection. I didn't really see this right away in the Goodwill. I was actually looked at a bunch of other stuff, and I was getting ready to leave, and I thought I'd take one more look just in case I missed anything. And because it has this cardboard box, it didn't really catch my eye. I see boxes about this size all the time, and they're normally for books on audio, so I didn't pay much attention to it first. But then I noticed what it was, and I was still kind of on the fence about getting it because they had, I believe, $5.99 on it. I took the sticker off already, but I did a quick eBay search, and one of these cases is cracked pretty bad. You can see right there in the corner, but they all have the manuals, and the discs actually all looked pretty good on them. And it basically came with Spyro, the first one, Spyro Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. And I used to be a real big fan of the Spyro games. I haven't played one in a really long time, so I'm definitely going to keep this for myself. But I looked it up on eBay, and like the cheapest one was selling for like $35, and the high point was like $60. So I thought, $6 is a really good deal. So I was happy to get that. So that's really all I got in my pickups. It's been really slow. I'm not finding a whole lot, and with the Christmas holiday, I'm not really spending very much money on stuff like that either. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some videos I plan on doing. I've been seeing a lot of collection videos of people's channels, and I've decided to do a few of my own. But a kind of a problem I'm running into is I have a lot of games. So I'm thinking, like, the first collection video I'll do is probably for my Super Nintendo, but it'll probably have to be broken into multiple parts. But I'm not going to do every game, and I'm assuming people don't want to see every game anyway. So I'm probably just going to make a list of the ones that I feel are the most important to me, maybe the most valuable, and probably rare. And I might just use a website to say, like what they rank the rarest games, and do maybe the top 10 of mine, top 10 most expensive type thing. So let me know what you guys think. I've got a lot of different collections, so maybe in the comments below, or you can send me a message of what collection you'd like me to show after my Super Nintendo collection. I also have, NES, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, all those. I don't have any of the really rare stuff. Like, I have a 3DO, but I don't have any games for it. But I have handheld stuff. I can do a collection video on all my handhelds. So let me know what you guys want to see. And, yeah, let's start making some videos like that. Thanks, guys.
I can go anywhere, friends to know, and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.